Auditioning in New York City is rough. Yeah, it's really rough. But I found that dating is even rougher. And I think it's because I'm a Southern girl looking for a true gentleman, the red to my scarlet. And this seemed impossible. But then, just the other day at my restaurant, this man got up from the bar and brought me a rose. He also gave me his card. Joe the clown. Joe the clown. Technically, the rose was a balloon rose, but I thought, hey, I love a guy with a sense of humor. And then I thought, maybe he's trying to make a statement with the balloon, like, real flowers die, but this rose will live on forever, like our love. And I think that me and Jojo could have been very happy if he didn't promise to text and then disappear, if he weren't the kind of guy to tip less than 20%, and if he hadn't made meaningful balloon roses for every girl in the restaurant. There he goes, as usual, my man, breaking my foolish heart. I really don't know what to do about him. I've told myself I've got to do without him. There he goes, as usual, my man, tearing my heart apart. He's made my life a mess. I've got to do this, I guess. Goodbye, Joe. From here I kiss you. Goodbye, Joe. I hope I don't miss you. I shot him. If you had been on the square and had treated me fair, we'd have not had a tiff. If you had not said I should go and jump right off the nearest cliff. If you had stayed up the bank and had never had taken a coming home step. If I had not smelled perfume with a nasty, unfamiliar whiff. I'm gonna miss you, baby. Things could have been terrific. Oh, what's the diff? If you had not had the cheek to stay out for a week saying, fuck and a chuff. If you were not such a two-time guy. If you weren't, if you hadn't, if you didn't, if you weren't, if you hadn't, if you didn't, but you were and you have and you went and you did. And so goodbye. If I had not seen you take Geraldine on the lake in your flat-bottom skiff. If you were not Papa Sue with your arms around her baby dress. If I had not seen you pen sexy letters to Gwen in your own hieroglyph. If you had not left me home when you had 2 seats yourself to sip. I'm gonna miss you, baby. You were too darn prolific. Oh, what's the diff? If you were not such a hound who, when game was around, always picked up a sniff. If you were not such a two-time guy. If you weren't, if you hadn't, if you didn't, if you weren't, if you hadn't, if you didn't, but you were and you have and you went and you did. And so goodbye. If, when I'd asked where you'd been, you had not cut my chin with a beautiful biff. If I had not always found purple lipstick on your handkerchief. If you had not told me lies and then looked in my eyes with a smile you would tiff. If, when I caught you with cake, you would say, it's a nursing myth. I'm gonna miss you, baby. And I could get specific. Oh, what's the diff? If the best years of my life were spent as your wife with no marriage certificate. If you were not